Good morning, good evening, everyone. My name is Anderson. Hello. Welcome back to the another lesson with me. Today, in this lesson, we're going to study quantifiers. And among the quantifiers in English, we're going to study few, little, and a few, and little. Teacher, this is the same. Then what's the difference? Aha, we're going to figure that out later. So, few, little, and a few, and a little. This is the part 1. And we're going to study the basis of few and little, and a few and a little. And we're going to practice on the second part. So, let's start. So, in today's lesson, we're going to study 5 parts. 1, we need to figure that out. We need to figure out what do quantifiers do. We need to find the meaning of it. This is really important. Second, when do we use quantifiers? When? We need to figure that out, figure the usage of quantifiers with an example. Thirdly, we're going to study the usage of few and a few with an example. Fourth, we're going to study the usage of little and a little with an example. Lastly, we're going to study the differences between a few and little and a little with an example. Okay, very good. Now let's start with the first one. So what do quantifiers do? So I'm not going to tell you the definition of quantifiers, but we need to understand from the context, okay? So let's have a look. Imagine the time when you want to talk about the number or amount. We use quantifiers. You guys must have heard the question like, how many apricots do you have? How many? This question asks you a number, the number of apricots right now. So what about this one? How much water or oil do you have? This question asks you about the amount. The amount of water or oil. So, in the situation from the question like these, when you want to talk about the number or amount to respond these kind of questions, we use quantifiers. We add quantifiers in the sentence. In English, we have a lot of quantifiers like all, more, some, lots of, most, a lot of, and few, and little. These are the quantifiers, and we use those to talk about the number or amount. Each quantifiers indicate different number or amount. But amongst these quantifiers that we're going to study, few and little. Now, let's start with the few. Okay, now let's start with the few. So what do few and a few do. So, this person asks you a question. How many apricots do you have? How many? This tells you, this person asks you about the number of apricots. Number. And the answer is, I have 1, 2, 3. And my answer is 3 apricots. 3 apricots. Why? 3 is a plural. So that's why we add s. So apricots. I have 3 apricots. So let me ask you this. Can we count apricots? Yes, we can count apricots. We can count until 100, 1,000, 10 million. I have 10 million apricots. It's still apricots. Okay? But instead of saying I have 3 apricots, I could say I have a few apricots. Okay, when you find this apricots a bit small, we can say a few apricots. When you find this number, when you find the number of apricots a bit small, we can say few or a few apricots. So again, how many apricots do you have? This question asks you about the number of apricots. So the answer is that I have a few apricots. We used a few because apricots are countable nouns. So we use quantifier of few and few when we talk about these small, countable, plural nouns. Plural means something, some noun, which is 2 and more. Like apple. 1 apple is apple. But when it grows to 2 apples, we need to say apples. Okay, like this. So we use quantifier few or a few when we talk about these small, countable, plural nouns. For example, 2 lemons. We need to say few lemons. When you in the case when you find this number of lemons a bit small, a few. Okay, very good. Now let's move on. So what do little and a little do? So this person right now asks you about how much water do you have? How much water do you have? This question asks you about the amount of water. The amount of the water. I could say I have 3 waters. Is that a right answer? No. Why? Can we count water? Can we say 1 water, 2 waters, like this? No. Water is an uncountable noun. Water is an uncountable noun. So, we use a little water. So, as you can see, look at this cup here. We can see the water is not full. The water is around here. It's almost empty. So, you want to explain the amount of water you have right now at the moment. So, we need to use I have little or a little water. Okay? We use quantifier little and a little when we talk about the small, uncountable plural nouns. So this is the negative prefix. It's a bit hard, but I like to tell you because I like it. This is a negative prefix. I would say it's a negative head. When we put on in every word, most of the word indicates negativity. So it's a minus it means. So something that we cannot count, it's an uncountable. It's an uncountable plural noun. So when we talk about uncountable plural nouns, we use little or a little when the amount is a bit small. Like this, water, little, a little water. Okay. So now let's practice with an example. For example, this person, let's call him Mike. Hi, Mike. So Mike opened the fridge. Yeah, Mike opened the fridge. And he found out that he is running out of milk. He has a small amount of milk. So as you can see, the milk is not here. It's not full. It's almost empty at the moment. So in this situation, it's a milk, everyone. It's a milk. It's a milk. So which quantifier should we use at this moment? I have little or a little, or I have few or a few milk in the fridge. One more time. Little, a little, few, a few. I'll give you 10 seconds and pause the video. Welcome back. Have you solved the question? Yes, the answer is I have little or a little. We should use have little, a little milk. Why? Because we cannot count milk. It's an uncountable noun. That's why we use little, a little. Very good. Now let's move on to another example. Mike, the day after tomorrow, he opened the fridge and he found out he has 5 tomatoes. Right? 5 tomatoes. But, however, Mike wanted a bit more. Oh, I need 10 tomatoes. I need more. Yeah? Which means 5 tomato is not enough for Mike, right? So we need more. Then in that situation, which quantifier should we use? I have little, a little, or few, a few tomatoes. One more time, I have little, a little, or I have few, a few tomatoes. So which quantifier should we use at this moment? The answer would be few and a few. I have few tomatoes. I have few tomatoes. Why? Because the tomatoes is a countable noun. So we can count tomatoes. We can count 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4 tomatoes. We can count. But unlike milk, we cannot count milk. 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milk. Okay, very good. So now A lot of students asked me what's the differences between a little and few. It's very subtle. So the differences is very subtle. However, if you learn a bit further, you'll be able to express the quantity much more accurately. So, slowly. So, little, a little. Few and a few. The usage is same, but however, the meaning is a bit different. Let's have a look. When we use when we put in front of the quantifier little, in front of the quantifier few, it indicates a positive feeling. It means I'm happy about it. I'm a bit happy about it. And also, I don't need it anymore. I don't need it anymore. I'm enough. Even though you have a small quantity, it's fine. What about this? Let's have a look at the example here. I have a few lemons. We can count lemons as a countable noun, right? I have a few lemons. However, but it's enough to make a lemon cake. So, even though you have a small number of lemons at the moment, it's fine. It's okay. I'm happy. In that situation, we use a few. Good? Okay. What about this sentence here? I have a little gas. Can we count gas? No. It's uncountable noun. But it will be okay today. It will be okay. Which means we don't need any more gas. It's a bit small, but it's enough. I'm okay. We use we add a to indicate a positive feeling. What about quantifiers without a? It indicates negative meaning. I'm sad. I need more. I need a bit more. What about this one? I have few lemons. Not a few lemons. Still the same, plural, countable. Few lemons. I wish I could have more. I'm sad. I wish I could have more. Right? I wish I could have more. Maybe 2 more, 3 more. So, I'm sad. It's a negative feeling. So I wish I could have more lemon, right? Few. What about this one? I have little juice. I should have bought a juice yesterday. So this person is sad because this person doesn't have enough juice to drink. So I have a little juice. I should have bought a juice yesterday. Okay, that was the difference. Let's quickly review. So, we add a little, a few to indicate a positive feeling. Even though I have a small quantity, small amount, or small number, it's fine. I'm okay. However, the quantifiers without we need more. It tells you a negative feeling. I wish I could have more. I should have bought a juice yesterday because I'm sad. Okay? So, that was the difference. But, sorry. So, yeah. But a lot of students get confused with this size. Teacher, little means small. So does that mean by little juice, maybe small juice? No, we're not talking about size at the moment. We're just focused on the quantity. So don't get confused with the size. Very good. Now it's the practice time. Go to the practice video, part 2, and practice with me. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the part 2. Thank you. Bye bye.